Hi guys, I wanted to come on here and talk about what happens after you set boundaries. Of course, each and every situation is different, but oftentimes after we set boundaries with someone, feelings of guilt or remorse or fear will arise. And these are the feelings that have prevented us from setting the boundaries in the first place. These are the feelings that we were avoiding by allowing ourselves to not have boundaries. Because when we don't have boundaries and we just don't have any sort of walls up with other people or a sense of self, when we don't do this, then we almost feel safe in this. We feel safe because from one direction or another, there are some sort of codependent patterning that's playing out. Sorry, I'm having a hard time choosing my words right now. But what I want to say is it almost feels safe to not have boundaries because we feel like we receive our love and our safety from knowing that if we do whatever somebody else needs, that they will be okay. And we also have this subconscious belief that our need of needing to be loved, of needing to be valued, of needing to be worthy will be met. There is this fear that if we don't take care of another and we don't do these things for another, that what happens in their life moving forward is our fault or our responsibility. And that just simply is not true. Each and every one of us is responsible for our own lives. And of course, if you are a parent and have a child, there is a degree to which codependency and enmeshment is important and is valuable. You know, your child needs to rely on you for a lot of things, but there quickly comes a point where this is very unhealthy, and this level of unhealthiness develops into very unhealthy adult relationships. And nobody needs this, you know? For some people, their lesson is to give more to people. They need to learn how to give more to people and be kinder to people. But for those who give and give and give and are not making themselves their number one priority, their lesson is to pull their energy back. And when you do, when you set that boundary, it can be uncomfortable. And that's why a lot of people set boundaries and then immediately go back into their old ways, because after they set the boundary, they're like, oh, well, maybe I could just this one time, like maybe I could loosen the grip. This is an addiction, guys. This is an addiction. If you keep slipping back into old ways because you're scared, allow yourself the moment of standing firm in your boundaries, even when there's a part of you that's throwing a fit and freaking out. This is strong inner parenting of your inner child. And, take time to soothe this part of yourself and remember why you're setting this boundary in the first place. And think about, okay, because I'm setting this boundary, now that I'm going to have more time, more freedom, more energy for myself, what can I do with that? And start working on that. Start working on your creative projects, your passions. And if you've set a boundary and you're feeling scared because of it, that's totally natural and okay. But don't allow it to be the reason that you go back, that you slip back into old ways. That's just the old programming playing out. It's not the truth of love. The truth of love is unconditional and honors you and your values. We have to develop such a strong basis of self-love. This is so important because through that, we then show others how to love themselves. When you Make yourself a priority. You then show others that it's okay to make themselves a priority, and we don't need to feel guilt about that. The idea that somebody should feel guilty for living their lives is absurd. And again, it's old programming rooted in distortion, rooted in fear and dysfunction, and it's just not the truth of our being. So don't let yourself get sucked into that illusion. It's just not true. I love you guys, and I hope you have a beautiful and blessed rest of your day. Bye.